It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe and Carrie.
You can listen to us on the K92.3 app and on this podcast.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Happy Monday. We hope you enjoyed your weekend and you're back ready for another week of work here with the K92.3 K-Country Morning Show. How's your weekend, Miss Carrie?
It was good. I have a squatter at my home, and she does my laundry sometimes.
Okay. She'll probably I would assume she'll probably buy you a dinner as well.
I hope so, at least one.
And it's kind of interesting because you have no clue when she's leaving.
It's a one-way flight, and we don't know when she's going back.
That's all right. So your mom's around.
Yes, my mom's in town.
Let's go, Mama Cat. Come on now.
She got the nice bed, and I got the mattress on the floor.
Yep, you're Dewey Finning it on the floor. Once again, for those of you who don't understand that reference, it's from the School of Rock, the movie. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying my best, man. Just trying my best.
There you go. That's why you look a little tired. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I looked tired on Friday because I didn't get any sleep, so that was fun.
I'm just kidding.
How was your weekend, Gabe?
You know what? It was a fun weekend. I had to go to, not had to, I should say. I got to go to
You were blessed to go to.
A family reunion on Corey's side of the squad. So we had to go up to Minnesota, get to Minneapolis, and then go another hour north to get to the city where this family reunion was, and it was a great time. Love those people, love that squad.
And that's Corey's side of the family, right? Okay.
Yep. And then this weekend, I have kind of a mini family reunion. My parents and my brother and sister and myself and Corey, we are going to meet in Okoboji. I've always wanted...
Oh, your own camp? Is this the camping thing?
Well, we got an Airbnb. I mean, Greg and Audrey ain't camping.
So, I'll borrow my tent?
No. But we're just going to go hang out. I have some family in southwestern Minnesota, and they're going to come down to Iowa with their pontoon and just kind of tote around Okoboji for a couple days and hang out.
Pontoon.
So I'm really looking forward to this weekend as well. Very, very busy August.
Wait, you know boat people.
I do. Well, boat uncle. I lied. That's next weekend. This weekend I have a wedding. I'm mixing up my weekends completely.
What's
I gotta
it like to be busy?
I gotta go to a wedding this weekend. Sorry, it's after that I have to go to Okoboji.
Man,
and you can tell it's
sounds
Monday.
Fun. You get.
It's K92.3. This is Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack, and we've got the 5-second rule game as we would like to warm up our brain stems here on this Monday. I forgot what I had going on this weekend and next weekend. I mixed them up. I have a wedding this weekend, and I've got my kind of a mini family get-together next weekend in Okoboji. So, Carrie, you can tell already I'm off to a rough start to my Monday. But you know what? I'm going to turn it around.
Go off.
Carrie, can you name any kind of, I don't even know what you would call it, any act, any trick, any type of dive off a diving board?
Cannonball?
Yep.
The pencil.
The pencil dive?
The pencil dive?
Yeah.
And the nose dive?
What's that?
Don't you just go... Whoop.
You're talking about you just dive in?
Yeah. Nose dive.
I don't know if it's called a nose dive. I think they just call that diving.
And what's a nose dive?
Where did you hear this term?
It's a thing. Let me Google it.
I think that's just called diving.
Let me look it up. Gabe, can you name 3 foods you can have at a fair?
A corn dog. Alligator on a stick. Macaroni.
That sounds good. That sounds real good.
A nose dive. That's something that's with an airplane.
I'm sorry.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
It's a Black Mirror episode.
Right on.
It's a steep downward plunge by an aircraft.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay. So I can't make a steep plunge?
I think it's just referred to as diving.
Okay, then basic diving.
Yeah. All right. Carrie, I want you in 5 seconds or less.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch a fly.
I want you to name 3 college mascots.
Oh, I got it. Otto the Orange. Oh, I got this fly. So psyched. Otto the Orange from Syracuse. Herky from the University of Iowa. And TC and TK from UNI. The cat.
Beautiful.
Gabe, can you name 3 cereal mascots?
I got you, bro. 2K and Sam. Good old Fruit Loops.
Ooh, I could go for some Fruit Loops.
I can't remember the guy's name, but the leprechaun for the Lucky Charms.
I don't think he has a name.
You think he's just, what's he called, lucky?
Probably. The
And
kids
then-
can't catch him, so he must be lucky.
Yep. And then the honeybee from the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Were you here when I dressed up as the honeybee for Halloween?
Nope.
Oh, that was right before you got here.
Right before I got here.
Dang.
Yep.
Rip.
All right, Carrie, I want you to name 3 holidays that are not popular.
Arbor Day? Not Labor Day.
That's pretty popular. We get the day
I
off.
know. International Cat Day and National Hold Someone's Hand Day.
You know what I was waiting for? I mean, you kind of got where I was going with that, but I was waiting for you to hit the National Left-Handers Day because no one's left-handed. No one likes
I wouldn't
us.
disrespect you like that.
No.
I wouldn't disrespect you like that, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Does your brain feel warmed up?
I think it's on fire.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And last week, Carrie and I were talking off the air. We were kind of reminiscing about our very first thing that we did on a real radio station.
Yeah.
Carrie, it would have been at your college radio station,
Yeah,
right?
my college radio station.
Do you remember the first thing you did as far as like being on the air?
Yeah, it was I remember I did this high school PSA, a radio PSA. I did that for suicide prevention. And then I remember in college when we were, gearing up to get on the radio, we would get a shift, but we had to go through the process to get cleared. I remember talking about like Aaron Taylor Johnson. What's his name? Is that right?
We have a game on this show called Celebrities Gabriel Doesn't Know. I sure as heck don't know this E-list celebrity.
Okay. Well,
Who is he?
I don't know. He used to be on Tiger Beat. I remember hearing about that.
Okay.
And I remember the last line I said in that song intro was, "See you later. I'm on the radio. You don't see anyone later."
Sure.
Yeah. It
That
was
the
awkward.
first thing you did?
Yeah, it was rough. Yours was a weather report.
Yeah, I did weather. I went to my first radio job 11 or 12 years ago, something like that. And the first thing they had me do when I walk in after all the papers and all that crap, right, was do the weather. Mm-hmm. And I kind of will never forget it. So it was.
What was the temp?
The temp, so it was June, so it was hot,
Yeah.
but it was in the morning, so it wasn't that bad. It was 67, 68 degrees.
Dang.
Yep. Somewhere in the upper 60s, I remember.
And you were in college?
It was, no, I was 22. I had just finished college.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'm trying to think, because it was sunny. Mm-hmm. It was like nice outside. It was a pretty straightforward, like, today, tonight, tomorrow, weather read or whatever,
right
like
on.
those old school weather ads or weather reads you would do.
That's not as good as what KCRG does.
Oh, they're way better.
So much better.
Well, way better than me for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. And that kind of got us thinking, like, we're all going through some first days probably. If you have kids, they're going to be going back to school. They'll be having their first days. You might be going to a new job or like a new place. Maybe you moved to the Cedar Valley. We should give some tips on like things you should do on your first day anywhere.
Yeah, if it's a first day at a new job, if it's a first day at school, or what was your first day at work like? Mm-hmm. What did you do? What did you like? What did you kind of have to learn very quickly not to do? Whatever the case may be, I like that. Give some tips on, just some things you can do or look out for on your first day when you're at a new job or your first day of school or anything like that. We'll talk about that later on today on the K Country Morning Show. It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Happy Monday. My name is Gabe. Kind of a cloudy start, at least, to your Monday here. How was your weekend, Carrie?
It was good. It was good. Kathy's in town, my mom. And I'm just trying to find things to entertain her with. During the week, it's going to be tough because I don't know when she's leaving. We haven't booked a return flight yet. So,
Sure.
But right now, she's sleeping in my nice new bed from Appliance Plus and Old Wine.
Big shout out Appliance Plus and Old Wine for sure.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I am sleeping on a mattress in my kitchen, essentially.
Well, see the problem now with Appliance Plus and Old Wine. The mattress might be too comfy. Mama Kath just might not want to leave.
Gosh. Dang it, Appliance Plus and Old Wine.
What have you guys been doing?
Like this weekend I was just so tired, like catching up from sleeping from the music festival I went to last week and like getting things in order. We went to a Mexican restaurant on Friday night. Had a little bit too much tequila, and that's fine. That's okay. And then Saturday, I don't even know what we did on Saturday. We just went to some restaurants, putzed around. And then yesterday we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. She really wanted to see that.
There you go.
We both fell asleep during the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and of course it's when I pay for the movie ticket that we both fell asleep.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe that had something to do with the tequila.
That was on Friday.
Well,
it was nowhere in my system by Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I hope it's probably gone by then.
Yeah, it's
right.
probably gone by then.
That's cool.
But I'm just trying to figure out things to do with her. All I know is that she said, man, I'm going to do so much work on your apartment. Like, Mom, I cleaned up for you.
Yeah, when you it'll be interesting one of these days when you go back to your house or where your apartment or whatever, and you don't know where anything is, can't find anything. Everything's been moved. The feng shui is better. The arrangement of the items in your house is better. The furniture is better or whatever.
And I spent so much time cleaning, and she's like, man, you got a vacuum. And I'm like, thanks. Appreciate it. How was your weekend, Gabe?
You know, it was a great time. Went up to northern, not quite like... When you're from Minnesota, where we went, I don't think it would technically be called northern Minnesota.
But it's northern in relation to here.
In relation to here, yeah, northern Minnesota.
Yeah.
And had a family reunion, Corey's side of the family, and it was a great time. We did it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere, northern Minnesota,
yeah,
right?
That seems like most of Minnesota, most of northern Minnesota.
Yeah, and it's just this big plot of land that someone on our family owns. We did some walking and hiking around. There's all kinds of dogs there for Known to play with. And we really just kind of hung out, had a big giant kind of food picnic kind of deal outside of her. Is it her uncle or great uncle's house? I lose track of who's who, kind of.
Yeah.
But just at this house. It was just a big get-together, essentially.
Right
and
on.
Did some hiking, which was fun. Did some shooting, which was fun. So people brought some shotguns and some clay pigeons that we shot at, which was just a ton of fun. It's been a while. It's been a minute since I had, shot a shotgun, and I was like, I really should have brought mine. It would have been a lot of fun. But either way, there were plenty to use, and we just, busted through some shells and some clay pigeons. It was a great time, great bonding experience for those who wanted to do it. And there were some individuals there who had never shot a gun before and got to shoot, which was really, really cool to see. Corey's grandpa had a foreign exchange student way forever ago, long time ago, and they have kept in touch. So this woman named Ruth was on hand, full Australian accent, the whole 9 yards.
G'day, mate.
And it was just cool to meet her and get to kind of hear a little bit of her story, and it was a lot of fun. So good time up in up northern Minnesota.
It's northern compared to here.
That's right.
We'll
From
say
Minneapolis, it's about an hour, so not too bad.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah, exactly. On the way, Hardy, we also have got your Nashville news coming up, and we will see some sun eventually. I know it's kind of cloudy now, but according to my weather, we should get some sun by the afternoon, depending on where you're listening from here today.
It's the K-Country Morning Show on K92.3, and it's time for your Nashville News Minute. We're going to be talking a little bit about Disney today. On Sunday, the 2024 Disney Legends ceremony took place in Anaheim, California. They nominated 14 new members into this prestigious group. One of them was Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana. And if you're not aware of this, Lainey Wilson for a few years was a Hannah Montana impersonator at kids' birthday parties. So Lainey Wilson did a cover of The Best of Both Worlds, the theme song from the Hannah Montana TV show, at this event, and it was really cool. You can check out the full story on the K92.3 app. It just seems like such a cool full circle moment for Lainey to do this.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty sweet to hear, for sure.
Imagine, you grew up listening to this music, and then you impersonate her for a few kids shows, you make some bank, and then you eventually get, celebrated in your own way. It's pretty cool.
Go check it out on the K92.3 app.
To go see him this summer.
His first name is Thomas Luther Luke Bryan. So I don't know if he did one of those, celebrity kind of name changes, popularity name changes, or
Probably.
if they called him Luke growing up for his middle name. Kind of
I think that could be it. But also Thomas Luther sounds, I don't know, it doesn't sound like a country star.
Sure.
Thomas Luther.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
But again, I'm not in the business of making, decisions for any country stars.
Thomas Luther, kind of an interesting name. Thomas Luther Bryan. All of those names could be first names.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
Thomas Luther Luke Bryan?
I'm not sure.
Where does Luke come through?
Well, it might be the Luther, and they just shorten it to Luke.
I never thought of that being the nickname for it.
Yeah, me either. I've never heard that.
Now we're stuck on this. If we ever get a chance to interview Luke Bryan, we need to talk to him about that.
Florida-Georgia line is on. It's the K-Country Morning Show. That's Toby Keith. And speaking of one Toby to a Luke, we got Luke Bryan.
Wait, okay, Gabe, I'm going to be honest. Like 80% of the time I can follow where you're going with this. From Toby to Luke?
I got nothing. I'll be
Okay.
honest. I have nothing. I didn't even mean to say the past song. We generally, here's a behind the scenes radio for you here. We generally don't say the last song that played anymore. And for some reason, I went for it, and now I was stuck.
That's okay.
So you have a chance to win Luke Bryan tickets.
We could, how about we reverse this? We could say from one music icon to another current music icon in the country business.
Beautiful.
We're giving you a chance to go see Luke Bryan at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Saturday, August 24th.
Ooh, a Saturday.
A Saturday show in Des Moines. You can get up to a whole lot of trouble.
All kinds of time to get in some clean, fun trouble.
Exactly.
Good trouble, not bad trouble.
Have a full breakfast. Have a hearty breakfast.
That's right. Wake up and go to the gym.
Yeah. Or just have a few drinks at a Luke Bryan show. We're hooking you up with some tickets to that show. All you got to do is call us up, 833-4985. Did I say the number wrong? 833-4985.
I think you got it.
Okay, there we go. It took me a minute. It's Monday. But Luke Bryan's a judge on American Idol.
That's right.
And we like to think of ourselves as judgmental people, too.
Sure.
So we need you to finish the lyric to an iconic Luke Bryan song.
That's right.
And we'll be the judges on whether or not you make it to Hollywood, i.e. make it to Des Moines for this show in August.
Yeah, we are also going to be, what we're mostly judging is if you go for it. We don't care if you're in key. We don't care if you hit the right note. Nothing. We are going to judge effort. There is one thing every human being can give on a day-to-day basis, and that is effort. So we're going to be judging if you really go for it or not.
Yeah, and the bare minimum is what I would do if I were to be one of these callers. Like, you just commit to it. Commit to it, and then you could be going to this show August 24th at Wells Fargo Arena. Luke Bryan, going to be a great show.
Finish the lyric. Caller number 9. Ready, set, go, and good luck. It's the K-Country Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Alyssa.
Alyssa, how you doing today?
I'm all right.
Well, that's great. Alyssa, you're caller like number 13 or something.
Yeah.
I've lost track.
Yeah, we can't keep track anymore.
You have a chance to win these Luke Bryan tickets, though.
Yeah, I think one of my friends actually called and she couldn't get it.
Oh no! We're gonna give you a chance.
Are you going to show
All
her
right.
up and then rub it in her face?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well, where are you calling from today?
Marion.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and play you the song. You just finish the lyric for us. And as Carrie has mentioned, we only have one rule.
We only have one rule. You have to commit to it wholeheartedly. You don't have to be the best singer. You don't have to be professionally trained. As long as you know the lyrics, you'll be able to win these tickets, okay?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Finish the lyric. Once the music stops playing, go ahead and jump on in. Luke Bryan, and we'll see if you can finish this.
Goes like 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margaritas shot. Don't worry about tomorrow.
Leave all your sorrows out here on the floating dock.
All right! We got it!
I'm so happy.
All right, congratulations. You know, I will say, a little part of my heart's a bit disappointed. That might be the biggest Luke Bryan song of all time. And we had too many people getting it wrong for my taste, Carrie. We got to start listening to the words.
I think if we stopped it after 1 margarita, 2 margarita, then they would have gotten it. I know it's too easy. But you were able to get it, so who do you think you're going to be bringing with you to the show?
Either I call him my concert buddy or my friend that also lost.
Oh, you've had a couple.
You have some options. My friend that lost.
It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Before we dive on into the Olympic medal count here, Carrie, I just got to give a big shout out to Riedland today.
Mm-hmm.
For no other reason than the fact that Corey and I, on the way back to our house, were like, let's go some different way. Let's just do something interesting. Drove through Riedland, never been there, never drove through it until this past Sunday. And I said, you know what? I got to remember that I've been here. So big shout out to anyone listening in Riedland today.
It's a cute place.
It's cool
a cute
little
place.
area.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't obviously really get to stop or anything. We were just trying to get home by that point. But I drove through a new town.
You saw the sights.
That's right. I can say I've been there.
There we go. That's going to be your new independence.
I don't know. That might be tough to beat, but I did enjoy my quick ride through there. So
Okay.
big shout out to Riedland this morning on the K-Country Morning Show.
Right on.
And hopefully I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, no, you are. You got it right. So the Olympics are done, and Team USA prevailed. Kind of. The U.S. and China ended up tied with 40 gold medals each, but we won the overall medal count 126 to 91.
By an absolute landslide.
USA!
That's right.
USA!
We like that.
We had more silvers and bronze medals than anyone else. We could end up with one more. Gymnast Jordan Childs got stripped of her bronze medal, but she's appealing it, so that's still a developing story. We'll keep you updated on that. And we added 7 more golds on Saturday and Sunday. The women's soccer team beat Brazil 1-0 to grab their first gold in 12 years.
Love that. Let's go, ladies.
Steph Curry led the men's basketball team to gold, beating France 98-87.
We love that.
Let's go. The women's basketball team, what a wild nail biter of a game. They won their 8th straight Olympic gold, beating France in a nail biter yesterday, 67-66. That final shot by one of the players from France, from Williams, absolutely crazy, because it looked like she almost could have gotten a 3-pointer and tied up the game for them to go into overtime, but her foot was like right below the line. So, that was I was sweating for that one.
Gotta know where you're at on the court at all time.
You do.
That's kind of like in football. The first down is 8 yards away and you only run 7.
Mm-hmm. We won 3 more golds in track and field and 1 in women's cycling. The final gold medal count is Team USA 40, China 40, Japan 20, Australia 18, and host country France finished in 5th place with 16. Way to show up, France.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
I mostly just like that we dominated the overall by a landslide. Yeah. That's just a beautiful sight.
I'm just glad that we once again beat the French. Because they're lovers, not fighters.
Okay.
They're lovers, not fighters.
Right.
America's women crushed it again this year, winning 54% of our medals.
Beautiful.
Men snagged 41% of them, and 5% came in mixed events.
Mixed events. Oh, so like the relay races where it's men and women.
Yeah,
what other sports are mixed in the Olympics? All I know is the relay races.
I don't know.
I'll have to do a little Googling. I know they have mixed relays for sure.
I'm just bummed that we won't be seeing any more breakdancing for the next few years.
After you showed me those clips on, what was it? Was that on TikTok?
It was on TikTok.
I immediately said this needs to be out of the Olympics right now. The fact that that's an Olympic sport is a disgrace.
No, you should have seen like the other people like from America who were doing it. It was very good. My mom was even like, this isn't breakdancing, but as soon as the Americans came out, she was like, this is breakdancing.
Sure.
But the Australian woman looked like me like at the club after like 1 tequila shot. Like, what are we doing with these moves?
Sure. That needs to be removed from the Olympics. I think that's a big L.
Yeah, I think that's a big L. But the next Olympics will be in 2028, the Summer Olympics in LA. So that'll be interesting.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I'm glad USA obviously dominates the overall medal count. Fun Olympics. I probably paid attention more to the Olympics this year than I have in, I'd say, the past 3.
Same.
So, awesome to see. Sam Hunt is coming up here on the K-Country Morning Show and USA all the way. It's the K-Country Morning Show, and now my wife is a giant fan of true crime, and it appears HBO has kind of a true crime-esque thing coming right here it's here in Iowa.
Yeah, so this is based off of a real story that happened in 2012. Gabe and I didn't grow up here. We weren't too familiar with Iowa.
Not in 2012, I sure
Yeah,
wasn't.
not in 2012. So forgive us if, we're very interested in this story, and you might have heard this over and over again, but we're just sharing this news with you because the disappearance of Elizabeth Collins and Lyric Cook Morrissey, it's the subject of a new HBO Max docuseries that's already out now. It's called Taken Together, Who Killed Lyric and Elizabeth. It's
a 3-part docuseries. It came out on August 8th. It follows the key players involved in the case. There are insider interviews that the director conducted himself and some new information about the disappearance that continues to sort of haunt the area of Evansdale.
Yeah. And I have my wife. I don't mean loves because that
is very interesting.
Sounds kind of strange, yes, but she is a true crime enthusiast. She listens to all kinds of like true crime podcasts. But enjoys the documentaries, and she kind of wants to see if she can figure it out through the documentary. And true crime is a very, very popular just kind of genre.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting for some people that's kind of right in their backyard.
Yeah, especially for the people in the Cedar Valley in Evansdale, because this story still, it's still unsolved and everyone's still trying to figure out what exactly happened to these 2 little girls. You can read more about this on the Free Station app, but it's something that I know a lot of people all across Iowa are very interested to see how it plays out in this docuseries.
Yeah, they're looking for some kind of conclusion.
Yeah. So again, it's currently streaming on the service Max. It came out Thursday, August 8th. It was produced by Investigation Discovery. You can read all about this and the initial case that caused all of this interest on the Free Station app.
On the way, we have Morgan Wallen with Eric Church, and then coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about your first day, whether that's at work, at school, at a new job, whatever the case may be. That'll be on the way here on K92.3.
Yeah. Okay, you don't like the weather in Iowa, you wait 5 minutes. I get it.
Luke Coe, or the other way. Oh, I really like the weather in Iowa. Wait 5 minutes.
Man, if that's not life.
You could do it both ways.
Yeah, you could really do it both ways. But either way, we hope you have a wonderful week, and we're glad that you're spending your Monday morning with us.
That's right. Luke Combs, Dylan Scott, Nate Smith coming up. And we want to know some great tips when you are going into your first day. That could be a first day at anything. It could be a first day at a new job, a first day at school, a first day in a different office, a first day being a tutor. Whatever the case may be, just some tips for your first day when you go do something new.
It's sort of a universal experience, that first day of school, first day of work, first day in a new place jitters.
Yeah. And
I feel like there are probably some people who have learned how to navigate that in better ways than either of us. So let us know some of your first day tips.
It's K92.3, and what are some tips for anyone enjoying their first day? Whether that's at school, at work, just whatever, at practice.
Yeah.
If you're going to after school practice or something in a sport you've never done. Let us know either on the K92.3 app or Facebook. What do you have, Carrie? What would your advice be to someone who is about to enjoy their first day?
Yeah. As someone who's, I've done a bit of moving, with college, I went to a different state. I had to start over again. My first job, I had to move out here to Iowa. So it can be a very stressful situation your very first day. But the best advice I have to give is just to be honest about how you're feeling about things in a very kind and respectful way. Hey, I don't know what's going on. Can you walk me through this? Hey, where's the water cooler again? I'm sorry. Don't even apologize. Be like, hey, it's my first day. Where's the water cooler? Just being honest about those first day struggles is a huge help. But for back to school tips, especially in college, what I would do is I would do a dry run of all of the places I had to go, all of my classes.
Sure.
So I would go to okay, I have to go here and here and here, and I would time how long it took me to get there to see how,
Sure.
No, because
I like that. That's smart. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
Because sometimes you, especially in college, you're not sure how long you have between classes, or maybe you only have 20 minutes to get from point A to point B, and it takes 19 minutes,
right?
And 30 seconds to get there. When
you gotta schlep across campus or take the bus or whatever the case may be.
And you gotta peruse all the food options too, because if you're a college student, you have to figure out, okay, I have a class from 2:30 to 4 o'clock, and then I don't have another class until 6. Where can I get my dinner? All of that stuff. You have to kind of scope those things out. But
also, what are you doing scheduling a class at 6? We got to be better there.
I had an international relations class at 6 o'clock, and I was like, Oh, God, this is the worst.
I had a class. It was like twice a week at 6. I was like, never again. Absolutely never again.
8 a.m.s, couldn't do it, but now my entire life is just like perpetual 8 a.m.s.
Right. I'd schedule the early classes and get used to it because that's what's coming for you.
Or just, figure out that you're not going to do morning radio and try to steer clear of that.
That's right. Well, I like that.
So what are your tips?
My tips for your first day at a new job. I will keep these very short and sweet. Number one, I would say have some fun and ask a lot of questions. It's all right to not know everything. Actually, you really shouldn't know everything, to be honest. So I would ask a lot of questions. This is more for work than school. Don't be late is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
First day, you want to be on time. My first day of radio broadcasting college, overslept, hour late. Still ended up being fine, but very awkward. Yeah. Because it was an all-day thing and you were with the same group.
Oh, no.
Hour late, first day.
And then you walk into the class.
I was lucky. They were on a break, so I just snuck in the back. But,
God.
Don't be late.
We've all been there.
Yep. And then, have some fun. Don't be late and make sure you shower before you go in.
Yeah.
No one wants to be known as like kind of the smelly person on the first day.
Because even if you end up, maybe it was an off day for you.
Yeah. Those first impressions sadly can kind of stick.
It sticks with you for the rest of the entire year or for your work career.
That's right.
Depending on what's going on.
And I stole some of those from this radio person in Minneapolis that I'm a big fan of. But basically, you don't want to be the person at work or at school who like steals stuff from the fridge.
Yep.
You don't want to be like known as the thief. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like the smelly person, or you don't want to, be the late person, or you don't want to be the person who like lies.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the big four to avoid. And on the first day, just have some fun and be on time.
Yeah.
Is really what I would suggest. And then school, same thing, be prepared and have some fun. It's all right to say hey to your buddies.
Yeah.
And just, if you get lost, ask where to go.
Exactly.
Someone will tell you.
The best advice I can give is like, don't be embarrassed of making mistakes on the first day, because honestly, we've all been there.
Oh,
all done that.
Years later, I still mess up every day here.
Oh,
probably.
same, all day, every day. But it's okay to be embarrassed.
I would agree with that. All right, well, let us know what you think. We have this on Facebook. You can get us on the K92.3 app, or as we said, this is posted on Facebook. We'll get to some of those comments as well here on the K Country Morning Show. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. What is your best tip for someone who is about to have their first day, whether it's the first day at a new job, the first day of school, anything you would have, maybe first day jitters. Maybe it's your first time driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are some things you would give someone on their first day? Well, driving doesn't really apply because you'd probably have your permit and you'd be with your parents anyway. But you get the point.
Or
just firsts.
Or maybe like you and your husband or wife move to a new place and maybe they have their job figured out. Maybe you're a stay-at-home parent or all of that stuff where you're trying to find a new gig. So it's still your first day, like trying to find a community.
Exactly.
Maybe it's your first day in the PTA. Ashley said on Facebook, ask the stupid questions.
That's right.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
If you don't ask questions, how are you ever going to learn? Or they will come up eventually.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the stupid questions day one or your third month?
Yeah, because then they're gonna be like,
supposed
hey,
to know stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Because people will give you the best thing about starting a new job or starting at a new school or starting a new grade is the first few days. Even the first few weeks, they'll give you a pass for a few things.
Yeah, 90% of people understand and, like, they get it. They were there. They were new once.
Exactly. That's another tip. People are much nicer than you think they are.
Especially at the beginning. Definitely a lot more tolerant, yeah.
Yes. Penny said take treats.
I love that one.
True.
Get yourself a little pocket of mini Snicker bars and don't let them melt.
Yeah. David said, imagine if they do melt. And you become known as like
you're the chocolate guy.
What's in your pocket? Why are there flies all around you?
Right.
David said, just be authentic, be yourself, and find your people.
That's right.
That's good. It takes time to find your people too. So if you can't find them like immediately, it's okay. Like you gotta keep trying. You gotta keep finding those people. It'll take time.
Yeah, especially with school, you got to remember if you're like going to a new high school, everyone else in your grade is also new. There's no expert freshman in high school.
Yeah,
everyone else is new
unless they got let back.
Well, Well, that's a whole different can of worms. But yeah, I get the point.
Crystal said, just be yourself. Not everybody is going to like you, and that is perfectly fine. Stay positive.
That's great advice.
Ooh.
That's great advice to just have for your entire life. Not everyone's going to like you, and that's all right. You're not going to like everybody.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for some of us here on the K Country Morning Show, on this side of the table at least.
It's K92.3. We have some more comments, just some ideas if you are about to enter your first day of work at a new job or your first day of school. Maybe you're going to a new school. When you're a sophomore, junior, and you're going back to school, you're like, oh, I've been here already. I've done this. I'm going to see the same people. It's really not that big of a deal. You know, maybe when you're a senior, it's kind of exciting because it's like, well, it's
the expectations are a bit different.
The last first of ever, really.
And then everyone starts posting, oh, last first day. Yep. Shut up.
Right. And then if you're at like a new job, or maybe you just transferred, maybe you got a promotion or something, and you have to go to a new building, a different floor. Yeah. You're not schlepping it on the 3rd floor anymore. You bumped up to the 7th.
Oh, watch out. Or maybe you're going to university for the very first time. I know like a lot of college freshmen are very nervous about that situation.
That was very British how you said that.
What?
You're going to university for the first time.
I realized that.
Instead of college.
I should have said college. Hey, I sounded fancy. That's my first tip. Sound fancier than you actually are.
Very British.
Very British, but my real first tip for
off to university.
Yeah. My real first tip about going to college is do like a dry run of like all of the classes and all the buildings you have to go to. Find your classroom for each of those classes for the lectures. So then you don't, get lost on the first day. There is nothing scarier than being late or missing your first day of class because you're like, you forgot it or you couldn't find it.
Yeah, it can be very panic-inducing if you actually have no idea where you're going. But if you do get turned around because everything can look the same on your first day, just ask someone. Most teachers, professors, whatever, they totally get it. Sometimes they might just want to blow right past you, but just ask somebody. Ask the janitor. He'll know.
Yeah, they always do.
Or she'll know. He or she will know.
Allison said on Facebook, don't forget to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Oh, that's a good one.
It's good advice.
Sometimes I forget that because I get so anxious about things.
Is that the advice they give you while giving birth as well? Weird how those correlate. Like, I've never given birth, so I don't know. Weird how first day of college and giving birth correlate.
Well, it's someone's first day.
That's right.
It's literally someone's first day on the planet. Russ had a good one. Keep your eyes and ears open and your mouth shut.
That's a great one.
But not if you work in radio.
That'd be tough.
Yeah.
Can you imagine my first day if I just said nothing?
That's kind of what I did on my first day because I was so nervous. It was my first real job.
Sure.
And I was like, what do I say? How do I say it?
Sure, I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can practice all you want in college doing radio shows or whatever, but that first time you're hitting the big radio microphone with the 8 people who listen to this program.
Hey.
It can be a little nerve-wracking.
It's 10 because Kathy's in Iowa right now.
Well, and also, I think my mother's listening on the app.
So it is 10.
22.3, and we've talked a lot about going back to school of late. We don't want the kids out there who do have their first day of school coming up in, 10, 12 days or something like that?
Don't say it, Gabe.
We don't want you to hurry away your next 2 weeks, all right? We want you to enjoy the rest of your break and be excited about an upcoming school year. And you know what can be exciting about an upcoming school year? Doing a little of that back-to-school shopping. It can take away some of the angst, some of the anxiety, because you have all the things you need to be successful in school.
True, but there are times when maybe, those new backpacks are a little bit too expensive or the new name-brand pencils are a bit too expensive, and we want to help you out.
Exactly.
We're giving you a chance to win a $500 Visa gift card. You got to download the K92.3 app and get social with us. We're literally paying you to be our friend. We're not ashamed to admit that.
What's also interesting is you don't even have to be our friend in real life.
Yeah.
You can quite literally just touch a couple buttons on your social medias and be done with it. You're automatically entered in without even really liking us.
Look at that. The Hall Pass Cash contest is back. And Gabe, let me tell you what you can get for $500 when it comes to back to school supplies. Okay?
All right, lay it down on me. How many pencils? How many notebooks? Is that what we're getting into?
Yes.
I love it. How many?
4,411 number 2 pencils.
Okay, are we talking the wood?
Yeah, the wooden.
Oh, okay, I like that.
I like those. Also, what's a number 1 pencil?
It's a great question.
Why weren't we allowed to use those?
Does it have to do with the size of the lead or the graphite, potentially?
Teachers, message us on the K92.3 app.
I'm on it. I'm Googling.
You can buy 29 Trapper Keepers with a $500 Visa gift card.
All right. There you
That's
go.
a lot of Trapper Keepers. And 253 subject spiral notebooks.
That's beautiful. I like that.
60 new LL Bean backpacks.
Okay. Are those the in backpacks right now? What is the in backpack these days?
I think it's the LL Bean.
LL Bean or like, what is it, Supreme or Champion or whatever?
Those are for the dudes. Those are for the bros.
Those for us. All right, I like that. Let's go, baby.
14 Stanley tumblers. It's so funny how the number gets smaller.
I did find out about your pencils, by the way.
Okay.
Number 1 pencil. Higher in graphite, softer, prone to smudging, and ideal for artistic or bold writing. So I think I was on the right track there.
Okay.
Number 2 pencil's kind of the common one in school. Number 1 pencil's kind of more for like, you see like
artists.
art. Exactly.
Okay.
There's all kinds of numbered pencils here.
Yeah.
No way.
Look at that.
I love it.
You can get 4 new pairs of Air Force Ones.
Oh, I like that.
Even if you're not a parent, you can win this too. Let me tell you, you can buy yourself some shoes. Also, 267 turkey and cheddar Lunchables.
That's great. That's actually, you tied it all back to school. I like that.
Yeah, there we go. You can honestly, that's like, because it's 180 days of school.
I have no idea.
Well, I think 267 is way more. You can have some for breakfast and lunch.
Go check out how you can win a $500 gift card on the K92.3 app. Monday, 65 and cloudy right now. As we continue on today, we could get some sun in the afternoon. For the most part, just kind of a sunny, cloudy day. A little bit of a mixture for us. Post Malone, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, all coming up. How's your Monday going, Carrie?
It's going good. I am sleeping in my living room because my mother is here. Again, I'm not trying to do any sort of guilt thing, but she took the nice bed.
Sure.
And I offered out of the goodness of my heart.
Well, it's the least you could do. I mean, you're a young, spry chicken. I'm not calling Mama Kath old, but she's older than you is what I'm saying.
Biologically speaking, she has to be.
The Math, K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And if you missed this earlier, I just want to give a big shout out to Reedland this morning. My wife and I were on the way home from a family reunion up in Minnesota. And on the way back, we just kind of wanted to go a different way, see a different part of Iowa. And one of the places we drove through was Reedland. And I was like, there's there's multiple people who message us on the K92.3 app from Reedland. So I'm going to go through there, and big shout out to them.
It's a nice place. I know I have to spend a little bit more time out there for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. But yeah, it was just cool. Very cool to say like, oh, I've been here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A fun, different place. I love going different directions, like when I'm traveling somewhere, trying a new spot.
Yeah, just to see something else.
Yeah.
And speaking of people who hang out with us here on K92.3, Carrie and I received an excellent radio report card this past weekend, and we have you to thank for that, so we just want to say thank you.
Yeah, we don't want to get into too many details, but we are just so grateful for you for listening and spending your mornings with us. We know there are plenty of better options for you to be listening to, to be honest. No, but with all sincerity, we thank you so much for making us a part of your morning.
That's right.
Part of your routine. We couldn't be more grateful because honestly, I know I speak for myself here. We're just like two people who really enjoy what we do, and the fact that you kind of enjoy what we do too makes us feel kind of satisfied.
Yeah, I think it's really cool when we can all enjoy our morning together. We can agree on things, disagree on things, share some laughs, share some tears, share some interesting, unique news. You're kind of watching Carrie and I learn about Iowa kind of on the fly on a daily basis. Because there are a lot of people who listen who have, been here forever. And you're kind of watching Carrie and I slowly, very slowly, just kind of become Iowans right in front of your face or maybe in your ears, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, we're just very thankful. We have a very, very cool group of people who hang out with us in the morning, and I think it's pretty awesome. So thank you. Good radio report card here.
Yeah, we're just very grateful that the entire Eastern Iowa community has really welcomed us.
Right.
Especially both of us not being Iowans, like Gabe said. So just proving that Iowa nice is a real thing, and we're just so grateful for every single person who listens.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack, and we're going to discover every second that goes by becomes a little bit older. I am no longer, I would say, amongst the youths, as I like to call
You're
them.
still youthful.
I'm youthful in spirit. But in body, mind, and soul, we are getting older and older by the day.
You're
here.
not a fossil, Gabe. You're a young spring. You're not a spring chicken. You're like a fall chicken.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there we go.
And I'll tell you what, I'd be falling asleep during the day. So
I fell asleep at the movies the other day, and I felt so old. And my mom nudged me and was like, "Carrie, you were snoring."
I love that. I mean, I'm definitely young at heart for sure. In my brain, I will probably forever be about 23 years old, 24 years old. But sadly, that's just not the way age works.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm just 45.
Sure.
Even though I'm 26, it's kind of the opposite. But AARP, the American Association of Retired Persons, also, I think you can join AARP now. Like, I can.
I'm pretty sure I get emails from AARP.
I've been getting a few of them too, so don't worry. They sent out an email on 19 things you didn't know your smartphone could do. And honestly, if you didn't know your smartphone could do this, you shouldn't even have email.
Okay. This is making me nervous because I am not necessarily the most technologically advanced individual.
Okay. If you didn't already know your phone had these, you're definitely old.
Okay. We're drawing a line in this sand.
Yeah, you're geriatric.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not very nice, Gary.
No, these are very not nice that people don't know about this.
Okay.
Here's a feature that you might not know that your phone has, especially if it's a smartphone. A flashlight.
I know that. I use that every day.
Yeah. The weather.
Oh, yep. I use that every day right here on this program.
There's an app for that. A calculator.
Yep. I use that. And speaking of that, you know what's interesting? Do you remember back in the day in elementary school about how we won't have a calculator on us at all times?
That's ridiculous.
That?
Now, every single day I have a calculator. I don't know how much is 20% when I tip.
Yep. I don't know the last time I left my house without a calculator. So
it's wild. It's wild. But I do kind of miss a graphing calculator.
Sure.
And I used
to play Snake on there.
Oh, cool.
Games. Yeah, it wasn't for actual graphs, I'll tell you that.
What was the thing you could type and then you flipped it over? I don't think I could say it on the air.
It was 80085.
You remember that?
Of course I remember that.
Directions. You can use your phone for directions.
Oh, good old maps. I love that.
Yeah, Google Maps.
I do know that.
Kitchen timer.
Or just like a timer in general, right?
Or an egg timer, depending on your generation.
Sure. I don't want to say it because my phone will go off, but it is so funny. If Corey's making something in the fridge, making something in the kitchen, I always, like 5-10 minutes later, hear, "Hey, Siri, set a timer, blah, blah, blah." Don't go off. All right.
Don't go off. QR code reader.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you can do that.
We use those all the time.
Yeah, video camera.
Wow. It's kind of like a does it all in your pocket.
They also included a few tips that might be helpful to people younger than 100. You can use your phone to measure things without a ruler. I didn't know that.
I know that there's a thing on there. I've just never used it.
It's probably an app.
No, there's also like a level.
Oh, that's sick. That's cool. I didn't know that, but I'm just not handy. You can translate foreign languages.
Sure.
And you can listen to the radio.
That's right.
Download the K92.3 app. That's in your app store, Mom.
K92.3, and we have had a lot of talk of kind of back to school sort of this early part of August here on the K Country Morning Show. And this has something maybe to do a little bit with school, as I discovered what Iowa's average IQ is, at least according to this study. I feel like there's about 9,000 of these studies on the internet.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, hand up.
Hand to God.
Yep, I found the one that made Iowa look the best, all right?
We might have punched the numbers a little bit.
Iowa in the top 10 for the highest IQ across the entire nation.
Indubitably.
That's right. And, Iowa and a lot of the Midwest and a lot of kind of the Northeast coast, like Maine and Massachusetts, New Hampshire and stuff like that.
Pennsylvania?
Not great.
Okay.
Not terrible, but not great.
The math is mathing, honestly.
That's right. Iowa was, the average IQ in Iowa, according to this study, is 103.2.
Is that good?
That is higher than the national average by about 5 points.
Yeah, baby.
The national average IQ is about 98.
Okay.
As far as the Midwest, Iowa 102.3, beating out Wisconsin. I love that at 102.9.
It sounds like a radio signal thing.
It does, doesn't it? Iowa beats out South Dakota. Iowa beats out Missouri, which is right below us, obviously. I will say Iowa sadly does not beat out my home state, Minnesota. Minnesota does edge out the state of Iowa by a little bit. But you can see this entire thing on the K92.3 app. Overall, Iowa is number 8th on the list for highest average IQ. And there are so many different ways, I think, to prove your intelligence or to test your intelligence.
Yeah.
Some people, read a book and can recite it and memorize it and understand what's in it. Some people are really good at building things that other people would never even know how to start.
Yeah, there are so many different ways to be
forms,
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many different ways to be smart. There's street smarts, which I definitely don't have. There's common sense. Again, something I don't have or I'm just learning to develop now. And, there's book smarts. And it all really depends. And I just think it's cool that we're smart, that Iowans are smarter than the average bear.
That's right. And the western part of the country and the southeast part of the country sadly have the lowest IQ scores. Places like California, Nevada, Arizona, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. I almost mixed up Georgia and Atlanta, but
Yeah, where's Ohio on this list?
good old Ohio is above the national average at 101.8.
Are they higher than Pennsylvania?
Do you want to know the answer to that?
Yeah.
Ohio beats out Carrie's home state of Pennsylvania.
Well, I was born in New York, so we're going to count that, right? New York's higher than Pennsylvania, at least?
Nope.
Okay.
K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack. We are going to end this Monday program with a little game we like to call Celebrities Gabriel Doesn't Know. It's like in the cartoons when the character falls off the cliff.
Yeah, it's always when they, when they're not looking, they can walk across the empty cliff area, but then as soon as they look down, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
Today is August 12th. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. You share a birthday with...
Is it a rough day today?
It's a rough day.
Darn it. I was going to bet I was going to crush it. Now I feel like I'm going to not be great.
This 32-year-old is a model. She played Alice...
All right. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Alice Banks in Only Murders in the Building and Enchantress in the first Suicide Squad. She's British.
Oh, yeah.
She's got the brows. She's got the eyebrows.
I remember her definitely from, obviously, the movies. But, yes, Only Murders in the Building. That is, I don't know if I can pronounce her last name correctly.
Okay.
But I believe it is Cara Delevingne.
You got it, Cara Delevingne.
Come on now.
There we go.
Come on now.
She's
Don't test me on my Only Murders in the Building, or as I like to refer to it, the hotel show.
Even though it's in a building, not a hotel, too.
Well, the building's the hotel. Or it's like an apartment building,
Yeah, it's an
I
apartment,
guess.
but it ain't no hotel, Gabriel.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's see what else we got going on. This 49-year-old is related to Ben Affleck. No, this is a man. Sorry. Ben's more talented little brother. He won an Oscar for Manchester by the Sea.
I have seen Manchester by the Sea. Mm-hmm. Pretty darn good movie.
Okay.
Ben Affleck's younger brother is named Casey Affleck.
Yeah. And then there's the Maggie. No, that's Maggie Gyllenhaal. I always confuse those two.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Again, it's not really good. This 61-year-old is known for one song and one song only. I'm going to sing it for you, okay?
Well, if you're going to sing it, there's a chance I won't know it.
Baby Got Back.
Okay.
When you walk to the enemy wings and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah. Make sure to include the Sir. He is of
it's not
noble
just,
descent.
It's not just Mix-a-Lot.
It's Sir
Mix-a-Lot.
Mix-a-Lot. He is of noble descent. We got to respect that.
That's right.
Okay. These are all really bad.
Tough day?
Yeah. Do you know Dire Straits?
I am a fan of Dire Straits,
okay.
Yes.
This 75-year-old is from Dire Straits. Sultans of Swing contains some of the best guitar playing ever recorded.
It's the guitar player of Dire Straits. That's Mark Knopfler.
There we go. There we go.
Brothers in Arms is one of my all-time favorite vinyl records. I think for some reason it just sounds better than a lot of vinyl records.
Well, remember that because that'll come back to play later, actually.
All right.
We're going to move on to the people who are no longer with us. This country legend gave Dolly Parton her very first start. He died in 2007.
Sorry. I sadly don't think I know who that is.
Porter Wagner.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Today is National Vinyl Record Day.
Beautiful.
It's also Middle Child Day.
Let's go!
But I think we all forgot about it, right?
What a fabulous day today.
I think we left it at the grocery store. Did we forget about that at the grocery store?
I could not. I forgot that there was a day designated for us.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
I know.
18 days until Labor Day weekend, and the NFL season kicks off in 24 days.
Yes, I didn't even know it until this very moment.
Just like most middle.
The world is full of nice people. If you can't find one, you got to be one.